We're here with Mississippi College head coach John Bland as we look ahead towards tonight's game with Southwest Baptist. But first, Coach, let's go back to the season opening victory over Clark Atlanta. Lots of good things to talk about in that game. I want to start with the play of your defensive backs. Three interceptions, and Elijah Rogers was Defensive Player of the Week, and Jalen Hassel was the Freshman of the Week. This all came against, I thought, a very talented wide receiving core for Clark Atlanta, and they really played well.
They did. They had a big quarterback and was able to throw the ball, put it where he wanted for the most part. Had some really big receivers. You know, sometimes it's deceiving when you look out there and you see a big receiver and our DBs are not going to be quite as tall, and across the country they're not. Receivers are bigger than those guys. They think we're going to take advantage of that, and that wasn't happening versus our guys. But what I was most proud of is we played extremely hard. They tackled well. They hit people. It was definitely something where the crowd stayed in that ball game, and we made plays when we were approached with those plays. When those things happened, we made them. You know, had the one that we intercepted all the way back. Turner Rotenberry took it 86 yards. He had done that in junior college. He had 5 or 6 returns for touchdowns, and he just continued to do that in his career. We're proud of all those guys.
Evaluate for us your offensive execution, because it seemed like the Choctaws were really able to keep the Panthers off balance throughout the course of the night.
We were, and I think a lot of things are going to just get so much better. We put the ball on the ground. Well, we had a turnover when we felt like an open receiver, taking advantage of their aggressiveness on the run, and we put the ball on the ground twice, which they did not force. We just did it through execution. Those things are going to get better in this offense. But one of the good things we saw is we did run the ball effectively. We had approximately 350 yards of offense, which is not just great, but it is good. It's solid first day, and we had some big plays in the offense too. And Dietrich Hawthorne really did well for his first outing in this offense, and just really proud to see how well we did in that first game, but look forward to our second.
You know, something you and I have talked about over the years is the Choctaws need to finish drives, and that's something they did in this first game.
Yes.
4 scoring drives of over 69 yards,
yes.
3 touchdowns and a field goal. That's got to make you feel really good.
It did, and you know, even that last one when we kicked the field goal, we were on the one. It felt like we could have scored. We know that we were down by 2 points, so we were going to make sure we got the lead, and that was probably might have tried to go for it on 4th, and I think we could have scored there if we had to. So a touchdown. So we felt real good about that. And the good thing is, you know, the most important drives when we were down, and we went down the field and made some big plays. We did it on the ground and in the air, and that was good to see.
Talk about maybe some of the mental benefits of getting that win in week 1, knowing that now your players have seen all their hard work pay off and pay off in a positive way immediately.
Yes. You know, it's so close, and that's talking about the past is, you know, can be good to learn from it, but that's the difference. You know, we were close in the past, and we could have won that game last year against Clark Atlanta. And I told their coach it's been 2 really good football games. They ended up on top in one of them, and we did on the other, and talented teams. But, you know, there's so much you'll get better at in the second week. One thing we did learn is we got some playmakers. We got some guys who know how to win, and instead of being on the losing end of those games where we just couldn't quite pull it out, I feel like we'll be able to pull out more than we did last year in the past because of these players and what they've brought to our team.
Another young man I want to talk about real quickly is Tiberius Lampkin, who had close to 100 yards rushing. Looked like he's going to be a real force running the football this year.
He is. He's tough. He's strong. He's a great worker and a great leader for our football team. One of the good things is not everybody played their best, and Tiberius is going to get so much better too. This is new to him, and so we have had a lot of practice. We've had spring ball, we've had this off season, but there's nothing like a live experience and a game type experience. And we had that one under our belt, and I think that's going to make a difference in his play as well as everybody else's. So Tiberius, we're expecting big things from him this season.
Now, last season against the Southwest Baptist, the Choctaws just were not able to establish the running game against the Bearcats and lost that ball game. So what's the plan for this weekend's contest against the Bearcats, and how you want to do things a little bit differently?
Well, obviously we're running a different style of offense now, and I felt like last year we had opportunities and we gave them an awful lot. Now, if I can look back to it, I can talk about all the ifs, and I can whine and complain and all that, and I'm not going to, but we gave them an awful lot. They were a good football team. I'm not taking that away from them, but we did give them several touchdowns. We We gave them a snap over the head on a punt team. We gave them a safety. We gave them a ball we fumbled in our own end zone. That's 16 points just right there. We tackled him one time. We thought he was down. They didn't blow the whistle. He gave up and ran 70 yards. Just different things that we're hoping to avoid this week to make it closer just because we didn't give them those points. And we feel like we're a better football team on offense and defense and in our special teams. So hopefully we'll turn out a better performance this year.
Opening back-to-back seasons with Clark Atlanta and Southwest Baptist, two really good football teams. What are the benefits to the Choctaws of playing this good non-conference schedule before you get into the GSC play?
Well, we feel like it's going to help us. You know, the Gulf South is as strong a conference as there is in the country in Division II, and it's teams that really are playing like 1AA teams, to be honest with you. These two teams are really good. They've got Division I transfers just like the Gulf South, maybe not quite as strong as the best teams in our league, but they could definitely compete in our league. And we feel real good about that, just opening up with them, not just competing, but getting better to prepare ourselves for this conference is very important.
And I noticed there at the end of the ball game, a good moment for you as your players kind of got you up on their shoulders. I know that had to feel really good for you personally.
Well, it did, and that was exciting. That's not the highlight of the day. The highlight was winning, but those guys did. They lifted me up, and you know, it's good to win. I know, good feeling for those guys too.
Coach, thanks so much for your time. Good luck in the game.
You bet. Thank you.